Hey yo, what's up everybody? It's Stretch D Best. Y'all know the rest. We back with another reaction video. This time we are reacting to Ichigo versus Yuske Death Battle, Bleach versus Yu Yu Hakusho. Now, have you been on the channel for a while, or have you watched any of the streams from me and Soro's combined channels? I'm not a big Bleach fan. I ain't gonna lie. I've watched up to season 3 so far. It's alright. It's not like, I don't know. I consider it my least favorite out of the big 3, honestly. It's not the worst though. It's not like terrible or nothing, but it's my least favorite. So I don't really know too much, but from what I heard, Ichigo should win this, no problem. I love Yusuke. Love him. Love Yu Yu Hakusho, one of the best animes to come out ever. Ichigo should win with a landslide from what I'm hearing. And don't get it twisted. Yusuke is strong. Yusuke Urameshi ain't no bitch. But at the same time, like I said, from what I hear, Yusuke ain't do the feats that Ichigo has. So we're gonna see what Death Battle gotta say. You know how they are sometimes with they fight. You know, no shade, but it's all for entertainment. So let's go. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, share with family and friends. We're trying to get the channel booming. This is a family movement. Come join the D-Clan. Let's go.
Fight! Ichigo Kurosaki versus Yusuke Urameshi.
The substitute Shinigami of Bleach versus the spirit detective of Yu Yu Hakusho. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Tell me, Boomstick, what happens when we die?
Endless nothingness? Jeez, man, I don't know. We just started.
Our souls are ferried by Shinigami, gods of death, in an eternal cycle of death and rebirth.
That was my second guess.
And when a soul goes astray, warped by evil and regret, it's a Shinigami's job to purify such violent hollows and send them off to the realm of the dead, the Soul Society.
Works great till it doesn't. Enter Ichigo Kurosaki, whose tragic anime backstory.
I've seen the first 3 seasons. No, actually, no, I think I'm further than that, because I think I got to the Espadas, where Ichigo fought Ukiyoda. I think that's his name. But after that, I forget where I'm at. I can't remember much after that. And then I know there's the 1,000-Year Blood War, which I heard has been going crazy. I really want to watch it, but I don't want to just jump into it. So I will finish Bleach eventually. Let me know if y'all want me to finish Bleach on camera, just so y'all can see my reaction to it, how I feel about it. Like, I don't think it's ass, but I don't think it's like, I don't know. I can't put it up there with like One Piece, Naruto. Like, as far as the show-wise. But yeah, anyways.
Came way too early when his mom was killed by a hollow.
He's 29
Reason
years
number
old?
one why you should never.
Whoa. He's 29? When the fuck did that happen? Thought this nigga was like 15.
Want your kid to be the anime protagonist.
Left with his grief, young Ichigo was crushed under the weight of survivor's guilt.
So he lashed out the only way he knew how, beating people up.
But this wound began to heal when he found his calling, upon meeting a Shinigami named Rukia. To stop a powerful hollow, she gave Ichigo her powers, rousing unseen potential within.
Boom! Just like that, Ichigo's a Shinigami.
Substitute Shinigami. To carry out his duties, Ichigo sheds his body for an invisible one made of spiritual matter called Reishi. He can wield vast amounts of spiritual energy, called Ryoku, and exert it offensively in the form of spiritual pressure, or Reiatsu.
Okay, that's a lot of big words, but all it really means is he's a super-powered ghost with an epic sword. His spirit aura is so strong, he can stun-lock foes, crushing them under his own power, even fatally.
He controls spirit matter in and around him, hardening his skin for defense and leaping off of invisible footholds in the air. Paired with speed-boosting skills like Shunpo, he can virtually fly.
Say goodbye to the kid who beat up...
He fought, Byakuya? I think that's his name is. That's what his name is. Let me know in the comments. It's Byakuya? I think it's Byakuya.
bullies for their lunch money. And hello to the town's new superhero with fellow Ghostbusters Orihime, Chad, and Uryu. Plus Rukia, it was the Shinigami's job to tear Hollows a new hole.
While balancing responsibilities at school, of course. GPA comes first, and maybe a round or two of tech.
But it wouldn't be possible without his Shinigami blade, a Zanpakuto. It's basically a superpowered spirit that's physically a sword. Ghost Sword!
Though strangely, Ichigo's sword is composed of two distinct spirits, both named Zangetsu, which isn't confusing at all.
Just call him Old Man
Wait, ain't that
Zangetsu
the
and
nigga
Hollow
Yua?
Zangetsu. Anyway, the double Ghost Sword
Ain't that you? That's Yua, right? Oh yeah, his name was Zangetsu in the first half. But how did he become Yua then? Cause that looks just like Yua, or however you say his name. That look just like the nigga with the eye patch. But I guess.
gives Ichigo lots of
I
new
guess I
moves,
get.
including his
I
trademark
guess that's one of those things I gotta watch the show, right? Yeah.
attack. The Sword Beam to end all Sword Beams. Getsuga Tensho!
Getsuga Tensho is incredibly powerful, and so effective that Ichigo developed multiple variants. He can fire it as a wave, detonate it mid-attack to act as a barrier, and combine two at once into the even stronger Getsuga Jujisho.
To cut even the biggest hollows down to size. Ichigo was ridiculously strong, even from frame 1.
He can make giant shockwaves and parry spiritual light beams from a Menos Grande. And these aren't fake, slower-than-light lasers. Guidebooks confirm they're real light, and the novels say so too.
Plus, early on, Uryu moved so fast that he left his own shadow behind.
But as Ichigo became
I don't remember that. Is that further? That's gotta be
more
further.
involved with
I
the
don't
Soul
remember
Society, he
Maybe-
quickly found that
You know what? This video gets 5 likes. I would do a reaction to Bleach. I would react to Bleach. Give me 5 likes.
wasn't good enough.
This Byakuya guy's so fast, Ichigo can't even see him. Time for a good old-fashioned
Wait,
trade
what did I
this
say?
Byakuya.
Other faster than light feats include Aeronario dodging sunlight, lieutenants dodging Negacion beams, Nanao evading Lily Borrow's light of judgment, and Lilito dodging Yua's. Okay, I don't know what that word is. I ain't even gonna try.
You guys so fast, Ichigo can't even see him. Time
So
for a
basically
good
these are all
old-fashioned
fast
training
light
art.
speed.
Hit the music!
Until now, Zangetsu had operated only in its base state, Shikai. So Ichigo learned to release its inner power, a 10 times boost that takes most Shinigami a decade to master. Bankai!
In Bankai, his speed
Yo,
skyrocketed.
I'll say this about Bleach. Bankai has got to be one of the coolest things to say. Like, one of the coolest things to say to a transfer. Like, Bankai! That shit is fire.
Letting him
That
turn
shit
the
is fire.
tables
I
on
will say that
douchebag
about
Byakuya. Even in Shikai, he blocked
Even
an
the
attack that could
Retrivo
destroy the
are
whole
fire.
frickin' Soul Society.
Because Ichigo's greatest gift is his potential to improve. Despite only being a teenager, he mastered swordsmanship well enough to thrash experts who had been training for centuries. He can quickly adapt to new weapons and styles mid-fight, surpassing his limits time and time again.
Like when he took on Catboy Grimjow. He was
I
getting
remember this
clamped,
shit.
but as soon as he heard Orihime cheering him on, that was all he needed to smash
was-
that kitty.
Yeah, he was on
You mean
point.
Grimjow, right?
Yeah, but even with that main character energy, Ichigo couldn't match Big Bad Aizen. With just a finger, Aizen stopped Ichigo's Bankai and his theme song, Rude.
Yo, everybody talks about that shit. Everybody talks about
Ichigo
that.
needed to tap into his unexplained hollow power. Except Hollow
That
Zangetsu
shit
wasn't
is
going to make it easy.
Old Man Zang's pretty chill, but this guy's a menace.
Still, Ichigo needed his help and conjured a hollow mask to expand his power. But this meant the hollow within only grew stronger.
Masked up, he can fire lasers, bypass super senses, and heal lost limbs. But piss him off enough, and he'll go full hollow. And you really don't want that.
Hollowification exceeds even Bankai, and was enough to crush Ukiura in a battle that shook all of Hueco Mundo, the world of hollows.
Full hollow Ichigo could even tear through all 3 layers of hell.
But with help from his secret Shinigami father, Ichigo continued to train for months in the Dangai, a corridor between dimensions, until he—
Yeah, and I heard, like, this nigga Ichigo is, like, a whole bunch of races. Like, I only seen, I know he's a Shinigami, because his dad. Was his mom a Quincy? Yeah, I might have to rewatch. I might have to do a rewatch.
was finally ready to challenge Aizen.
Challenge is an understatement. He manhandled Aizen, shattered mountains with sheer aura, and flexed so hard he smashed out of the black coffin, which crushes space like a mini black hole.
And yet, it still wasn't enough. So by becoming Getsuga itself, Ichigo unleashed his ultimate attack, Mugetsu, defeating Aizen at the cost of all his power.
He might have saved everyone, but now it was back to Normieville.
Ichigo never truly realized until then just how much being a Shinigami meant to him. The power to protect others, his drive, his pride in himself was gone. He would give anything to get it back.
And he did, thanks to a surprise assist from Rukia. Boom! Shinigami again!
Just in time for a 1,000-year blood war with a final endgame boss, Yhwach,
who planned to end everything.
See, ain't that the same dude? I need that explained. How did he become Yhwach, or whatever his name is, from Sengetsu? Yeah, I gotta watch it.
And while other Shinigami tried their best, only Ichigo was special enough to pull it off.
His father was a Shinigami. His mother was a member of the ancient Quincy's and possessed by a hollow. Hence, his two Zanpakuto spirits, one Quincy, the other hollow and Shinigami, made Ichigo a perfect union to break Yhwach's plan. Finally, Ichigo understood himself, fully unifying with both Zanpakuto spirits within. With that came a new Shikai and two new Zanpakuto.
True Shikai! If you thought Ichigo was strong before, oh boy, he's the strongest Shinigami alive. They're dead. Undead, yeah.
Stronger than Kanbachi, who could split the Dangai in half. Stronger than Senjumaru, who shook heaven and earth across the realms. And strong enough to match Yhwach, even after he absorbed the Soul King.
Juiced up with Soul King power, Yhwach could nuke all three realms. The human world, Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo, plus the Dangai and Garganta in between, which have a bunch of pocket dimensions sprinkled in. Hell, just the Soul King's corpse sent a shockwave across all the realms.
And it's not a matter of disrupting the flow of souls. Yhwach was going to end everything through sheer power alone.
But Ichigo still wasn't done powering up.
Entering a new half-hollow form and merging his Getsuga Tencho with a mighty hollow attack, the Gran Rey Sero.
Making a giant crescent slash that rips through space itself.
All that power culminating in his true Bankai. A power so great, even Yhwach was scared of it.
Joke's on you! Ichigo didn't even need it! You're done!
Ichigo was finally content. And 10 years later, he remains a Shinigami, having found the courage to stand on the edge of life and death, conquer his fears, and walk onward.
So he's 29 years old after. Yo, is it true he had a kid? Like, or was that like some trolling shit? Like, did he actually have a kid? Because I really don't know.
Most teenagers have no idea what they want to do with their life. However, that was hardly a problem for juvenile delinquent Yuske Urameshi, because he only ever wanted to do one thing.
Throw hands! It don't matter who the ops are, be they women, old folk, or babies, Yusuke lived to
That's a fact. That nigga said a baby could get it.
Fight. It's what gave life meaning. Who cares about stupid things like friends and family?
Which is why it was so surprising when one day he threw himself in front of a speeding car to save a child, bringing that reckless life to a screeching halt.
Truck code claims another...
It's not like he was a complete asshole. He just like fighting. He's basically Goku, but with a good heart. And Goku has a good heart, my bad. But he's basically Goku in a sense, because he likes fighting, but he also doesn't like, oh, I'm about to basically you gotta instigate him. You gotta what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think right now. You basically gotta push him to that. Like, you gotta start the fight with him. He's not just gonna randomly, unless you Korobora, then yeah, he gonna mop your shit.
Victim.
But this is chapter 1 of a battle shonen, so death is hardly the end.
Surprisingly, though, it wasn't a spooky skeleton in a hood who arrived to claim Yusuke's soul. It was a blue-haired anime girl on a broomstick.
This was Botan, whose job was to ferry Yusuke's newly deceased spirit off to the afterlife.
Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for him, he was such an asshole that the underworld didn't see his selfless death coming and didn't have any space prepared for him. Imagine being such a menace to society that the second you do something nice, hell itself gets caught with its pants down.
So the underworld surrogate king, Koenma, offered Yusuke an alternative. He could return to life as an agent of the afterlife, a spirit detective, solving supernatural crimes and fighting off demonic threats to humanity.
Naturally, Yusuke did what anyone would do in that situation and told Satan Jr. to stuff it. I mean, he was never really good for anything and no one was gonna miss him. So what's the point of coming back to life? It's not like his mom would be sad, or his childhood sweetheart Keiko would be heartbroken, or even his rival Kuwabara would shed manly tears. Oh man.
At the sight of loved ones who cared far more than he ever expected, Yusuke had a change of heart and accepted Koenma's offer, returning to life with a new purpose and a new job.
And newfound ass-kicking ability. In his quest to beat the dog shit out of demon kind, Yusuke learned to harness Reiki, or spirit energy. He's ridiculously strong, fast, and durable, heals from wounds quickly, and can see spirits invisible to mortal men.
Even early on, Yusuke could parry Suzaku's lightning arrows, which are formed from real lightning called down from the sky. And with the help of legendary warrior Genkai, he mastered a signature move that could blast anyone to smithereens.
My favorite shonen move ever, the Spirit Gun! At first, Yusuke had a limited number of shots, but eventually he turned it into his personal WMD. Stronger than any weapon on Earth, he could go finger blasting around as much as he wants.
The Spirit Gun is more versatile than it appears. Yusuke can bounce it off surfaces for sneak attacks, propel himself around like a rocket in flight, and produce massive explosions with each shot.
He can twist it up for a Spirit Shotgun, a mighty AoE blast, or a Spirit Punch, where he keeps the energy stored in his fists and clobbers the hell out of you. And the Spirit Wave, a Kamehameha from before we uncultured Americans knew what a Kamehameha was.
Yusuke may be a punk, but he's deceptively skilled and cunning in battle.
He's not afraid to fight dirty, throwing his shoes, using sleight of hand to place cigarettes on his foe to track them in the dark.
Personally, I'd call that smart.
Right, I was about to say, that wasn't dirty, that was smart. We in the dark. You think I'm not about to use everything I got? Yeah, you wild.
And his hand-to-hand is A+. He's matched experts like Cabano, who's said to have mastered all forms of martial combat.
But his best secret is how quickly he improves. All it takes is a round of training or someone threatening his friends, and Yusuke's power will spike to match stronger enemies, even if it means literally burning through his own life force for a power-up.
All known demons and demon fighters are individually ranked on a scale of power from E to S.
E and D class demons are nothing special. We're talking local threats at best. C and B are getting a bit dicey in a destroy your city kind of way. A and S? Well, hold on to your ass. We're talking end of the world.
As Yusuke forged bonds with new allies, like demons Hiei and Kurama, as well as his old pal Kuwabara, he found himself facing opponents he couldn't beat, such as the monstrous Toguro, who could vaporize weaker demons and crush their souls with sheer aura.
But Yusuke needed to survive and protect his loved ones, so he had no choice but to rank up, even if it meant absorbing the power of a small star. Thanks, Genkai!
Our sun has an average luminosity of 380 septillion watts, or joules per second. Small stars like red dwarfs output about 1/10,000th of that. So this spirit orb's energy per second would equal about 9 million megatons of TNT.
Enough to send Toguro to the grave.
Even after pushing past his own limits, Yusuke would still need more power to face S-class threats like Sensui, a past spirit detective gone bad, and a great measuring stick for what top-tier demons are capable of.
Sensui was so yoked he couldn't even use all his power in the human world without threatening to bring down the whole thing. He compared destroying the whole goddamn planet kicking an anthill.
According to Genkai, Yusuke could destroy the planet too, if he really wanted. And even A-class threats like King Enma have shaken both the demon and human worlds.
That anima guy is
but
strong as...
Even though I get it, he could destroy the planet, but can he pull the feats that Ichigo is full? Like, Ichigo is like, okay.
balls. In the past, he fought the Netherworld King Yakumo, who could eradicate the entire human world and remake the Netherworld.
But Yusuke's power surpassed both of them to the point where he overloaded Yakumo with his own energy. And do keep in mind, Yusuke was still only A-class at the time, a far cry from S-classes like Sensui, whose sacred energy was 10 times his superior.
But not for long, sucker, because turns out Yusuke was a demon himself.
Literally. Yusuke is the descendant of an ancient and incredibly powerful being, one of the strongest in existence, Ryzen, the Demon King.
With his Bazooka mark, Yusuke can channel Ryzen's spirit for a huge power boost and a massive thirst for murder boost. This was his first taste of a dangerous new type of spirit energy, Yoki.
A form of energy used by demons. Like normal Reiki, it can be amplified by intense emotions. Unlike normal Reiki, its use creates a...
That's the craziest scene ever. Nigga grabbed him like this. Doom, 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 doom. Nigga just started headbutting this shit. Like when Pennywise headbutted that glass to get that little kid.
pleasurable feeling, feeding into the user's rage and bloodlust, the feral animal within.
So Yusuke upgraded his spirit gun to a demon gun. It's the same thing, but red. Oh, and it's strong enough to blast Sensui past the horizon, putting Yusuke's power firmly in S-class.
And making him a prime candidate to rule the demon world. But as he was thrust into a tournament vying for that throne, Yusuke began to wonder if all this power was what he really wanted.
Self-reflection?
From
From I'll kick your ass, Yusuke Urameshi? Nah, we can worry about that later. There's a tournament to win. Which one of you, girl, baby, or grandparents is first?
Even then, as Yusuke took on the Demon King Yomi in an epic final battle, he was still growing. He had become far stronger than before, even achieving a unique version of the Mozoku form separate from Raizen's influence.
And a brand spanking new form of power. Kinda like Sensui's sacred energy, but even better. It's so unprecedented, it doesn't even have a name, but it's golden glowy.
Strong enough to clash with Yomi, creating an explosion that split the heavens above and decimated the Okunin tree below, pushing the Demon King himself to his absolute limits.
But then, Yusuke lost. It's not all bad though. Even if being king would have been cool, Yusuke realized he wanted something more. He'd grown up and chose to walk a new path.
It was always Yusuke's connections with others that motivated him above all else. And it was in those connections that he found his happy ending.
But I wouldn't piss him off if you can avoid it. Get him in the right mood or threaten the human world, and the spirit detective will beat your stupid ass.
Spirit good.
Long has its return been foretold, but now, finally, it is reborn.
The original Death Battle shirt that once dominated the world. Hell yeah, there's no better way to wear a blood spatter on your chest.
We've restored the original shirt with even better materials, and it's available now on All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
That's a demon.
That's a hollow.
No doubt about it!
Oh yeah, the
Spirit gun! Ketsuga Tensho!
This nigga just shot his spirit gun at his genitals. Okay.
chump change.
Reckless idiot!
What a baby! Little demon energy got you scared?
Nah.
Come on.
Getsuga! Yujisho!
Two at once? Damn, why didn't I think of that?
Wait, did he ever twin spirit gun? Dual spirit gun? Did that ever happen in the show? I don't know.
Give in to me, Yuske. Let's devour him together.
Hell no! This is my fight, jackass! You just hold me back!
Hey, yo, he's throwing him.
Yeesh, rude awakening. This one's a piece of work. Need a hand, partner?
Let's do it. Like old times.
On! Cut! Tensen! Songetsu!
Is that the best you can do? I can go even faster if you'd like. Hell yeah! Bring it on, asshole! I'll kill you even if it kills me! I'm putting it all on the line! You better do the same! Screw that! Freaking break.
I know it.
See you on the other side.
KO! You, think the afterlife offers frequent flyer miles?
There's a lot to cover here, so let's break this down into 4 chapters, starting with their abilities.
Yusuke could see Ichigo no problem, and resist auras like Togoro's that are similar to Reiatsu, so Ichigo couldn't cheese a win right away.
Otherwise, Yusuke was outmatched. Sure, the Spirit Gun could potentially match the Getsuga Tensho, and he had stat-boosting forms like the Mizoku. Ichigo, however, had more varied powers, a better healing factor, greater stamina given his months of Dangai training,
And all those swords! He just had way more abilities to play with.
Likewise, speed was a fairly easy call. Yusuke could react to lightning early on, and obviously got much faster over time. Looking at this blast from his clash with Yomi, it erupted upwards at 57% the speed of light.
But Ichigo was faster than light from the start, and he's gotten faster too. He couldn't even see Byakuya at first, but blitzed him in the rematch. Plus, he's got tons of training and power-ups since then.
The Soul King Shockwave, for example, expanded across the realms at thousands of times light speed, and Ichigo reacted to attacks from Soul King Yuhabak that utilized the same power. So, Ichigo takes speed. But Yusuke's fought plenty of foes faster and more varied than him, so it's extremely important to examine their tactics and ability to adapt mid-fight.
This is kind of both their things. Ichigo has styled on guys with centuries of training and has over a decade of experience as a Shinigami. He's pretty good at figuring out new weapons and styles.
Meanwhile, Yusuke was flexible and quick to adapt, mixing cleverness with exceptional hand-to-hand. He's good enough to match Kabano, who mastered every martial art. Ichigo's decent at hand-to-hand, but it's not his go-to in the same way.
So, both had their strong suits, with advantages on each side. It's fair to call this one a draw.
Leaving only the biggest winning factor, which could have superseded all other advantages: power.
Between Sensui, Genkai, and Enma, Yusuke could definitely destroy the planet. Examining his sky-splitting clash with Yomi and measuring its scale, that's about 4 quadrillion megatons of TNT, which is crazy.
Similarly, mid-series Ichigo could shake Huecomundo, tear through hell, and block attacks that could destroy the Soul Society. But at his peak, he beat
I
Yuhabak,
knew it. I knew it. The feats and shit just wasn't.
who could destroy several realms, which is far more impressive than just one.
To be fair, Yuske also beat Yakumo, who could threaten 2 realms at the same time, pretty close to Yhwach's threatening 3.
And Yusuke far surpassed Yakumo afterward. The gap between him and Sensui alone was 10 times. So there could be an argument for Yusuke's power surpassing Ichigo if 3 realms was truly Ichigo's limit.
Fortunately for Ichigo, it's not. Yhwach was also gonna destroy the Garganta, which has at least 29 pocket dimensions inside it.
Each containing at least a planet and star, much larger than Yusuke's planet-sized worlds. Plus, Ichigo matched Yhwach in True Shikai, without his additional boost from Half Hollow and True Bankai.
As always with Death Battle, there's arguments either way, but the way we see it, even being generous with Yusuke's power and conservative with Ichigo's, the gap was just too big, giving Ichigo the final edge. Sorry if things got messy, but that's just how Ichigo goes.
The winner is Ichigo Kurosaki.
Next time on Death
Who we
Battle.
got? Who we got? We got Metal Sonic versus Cell.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death
I
Battle.
don't know. Because I don't know too much about Sonic besides the cartoons and games. So that's going to be I don't know. That's going to be new for me. I ain't going to lie. I'm going to do my research a little bit, but that's going to be kind of new for me. But y'all, that's the reaction. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, share, family and friends, try and get the channel booming. This is the family movement. Come join the D-Clan. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Stretch the best. Out.